Okay. Hello, I'm Daria from the University of Florence, and um, both School of Political Science and School of Languages. And I try to be as concise as possible, and I will talk together with Sandra of the second put together the joint syllabus. Okay. So when we have been working on the syllabus in the last year, and we have faced many, let's say, issues, challenges, exactly in what Maria Grazia has anticipated, that is adapting the pilot to different national contexts, starting from something that is the shared terminology. So even if there is this process, starting from the Bologna process of trying to standardize higher education, it seems that terminology is still a big issue. So we decided to adopt an internal terminology in the project. I'll show you in a minute. And then we still have to translate this terminology to adapt it to different contexts. And when we use these terms and these concepts in different national contexts, and when we interact and explain things to students. So, and we've chosen the terms module to refer to the EU for All syllabus and to refer to course when dealing with the series of lectures and practicals that each teacher teaches during academic year, leading to the final assessment, examination and assessment, and degree to refer to the complete course of study at a university. And so this was the first challenge. So when dealing with our syllabus, that will be all uploaded on platform, Learn Web platform, including, as you see, the readings, the video recordings of all the lectures, and the assessment, and everything. This is the terminology we put here. Right. And the other element was the definition of the number of the credits that for our syllabus, and then second problem, how to adapt, since we have conceptualized the syllabus, the module, as an entity that can be adopted in different courses now, but also probably that's our hope in the future in other contexts. And so the point is that starting from a 6 ECTS module, you may have to adapt it into a course with different numbers of ECTS. So we try to find the correct balance in terms of the learning that requested from students, and in terms of the weight of their workload. And so, referring to the European credit transfer and accumulation system, we opted for 6 credits. And trying to balance it with number of readings and the kind of output that they requested, and the kind of work in the different contexts in classrooms and at home. And the other point, as I was saying to you, was to adapt it to courses with different number of credits and a highly diverse landscape also in our project. So the point is, and Carmen will explain this in full details, trying to create inside our courses the connections, the theoretical and methodological connections, and struggling between our schools, our our degrees, our courses, and then the module. So, as you can see, and as Maria Grazia has already said here, you see that we are dealing with students at different levels in the degree. We have undergraduate and postgraduate students, and then we have courses in different degrees from corporate communication and then political science, communication and media studies, and then languages and information technology. So the point was how to struggle with the degree level and to set out a proper syllabus to be used at undergraduate and postgraduate level, and then the kind of connections between disciplines that are not only in arts and humanities. And then the other element is the the tradition of lecturing in the different national contexts, which in Italy is more theoretical, while in other contexts, such as the Danish or the English, already features a practical component. So we had to work on the type of um, materials and on the type of lectures we were going, activities we were going to deliver, which was in line actually with the outcomes they referred to from the students' assessment on the pilot project. And so the structure is basically this, as far as the contents are regarded. We'll have the joint syllabus, which is made up of a core section and the secondary sections that are the different workshops. And you have, as far as the core concepts are concerned, we reflected on the kind of knowledge that students, again, with different backgrounds and different level, university level, have to be in order to communicate, to peer assess. And we decided to give them, first of all, a definition of what multimodality is, and then different approaches to multimodality from a theoretical perspective, and then basic concepts and a basic glossary of multimodality, together with elements of digital literacy and analytical tools that we use during their assessment. And here, as you see, that's the reference, the core readings that will be all uploaded on the platform, and also an example of analysis, already made analysis. And here you can find the secondary readings, so common set of readings for the theoretical framework, and then secondary readings for each text digital genre. And we selected 2 papers each, and the aim of these secondary readings is to give again a mixture of theoretical approach and then mixing the different perspectives with the theoretical approaches for multimodality and, for instance, media studies or information technology in each text, for each text type, and then giving them basic terminology related not only to multimodality but to the specific text genre. So, and now, Sandra.
Okay, me again, but I will be brief.
It's a collaboration which started in the pilot project.
Okay. So probably I didn't introduce before, but I'm Sandra Pedroni. I'm from University of Rome Tor Vergata, of course, and I teach the BA degree program Languages Information Society, and I teach English linguistics, but with a focus on digital communication, of course. So that's it. These are the contents that, of course, Ilaria has already talked about. So each workshop, again, has these as different topics. Just, for example, the blog focuses on technological aspects, multimodal resources, interactive resources, genre, and audio-specific aspects. The video chat, discourse in action, linguistic resources, multimodal resources, again, intercultural communication. So as you see, again, each workshop reflects, of course, the specificities that these different digital genres have. And again, as in the pilot, of course, as in the pilot project, the workshop aim at focusing on digital genres, which mainly meet needs from different academic professional settings, encourage students to produce, analyze in an informed way and evaluate digital skills, so again, the abilities, and with reference to the criticalities emerged in the evaluation, made by students at the end of the pilot project, each workshop now we decide to organize in two sections, so not in one section, in 2 hours, but in two 2-hour sections. Then 4 hours in total, 2-hour theoretical seminars plus 2-hour practical workshops. Because I think that in this, during this seminar, we can share as Ilaria said, the theoretical concept, multimodality, digital literacy, etc., and in two separate, in a separate 2-hour practical workshop to put in practice, okay, what we can do thanks to the theoretical tools. Again, the assessment is strictly related to the assignments that, of course, students have to produce, that are, of course, again, the production of a digital text, chosen among the 5 types now, because we have the corporate video, that refers to the presence of Carmen, Maya, and the Aarhus University. The analysis, okay, the analysis of the product, of the artifact in the form of a short academic paper, 2,000 words as a maximum. And then again, a peer assessment form in which the students will evaluate another student from another university, of course, thanks to the LearnWeb platform now, and it won't be a homemade process, okay? And the students will be anonymously paid by randomly picking on the external course, and of course the matching will take place with the same between the same digital product, a fun vid with a fun vid, a blog with a blog, etc. The assessment, the peer assessment is exactly the same. No, not exactly the same actually. So, as you can see, we have now 2 sections again, where we focus on multimodal descriptors, included also verbal where it is necessary. Okay. And multimodal conversation, digital literacy, intercultural communication, okay, structure, image, written text, sounds and or music, resematization, design. As you can see, so students will be able also to possess this terminology, these concepts, and then they had to evaluate also the analysis in terms of structure, resources, terminology, command of English. That is to say, is the language appropriate to academic writing? Because, of course, now we have a British university, so of course we have native speaker students. But the focus now is if the language is appropriate for an academic piece of writing. References and analytical skills. This was another crucial issue, okay? Because again, we are in Europe, but we use different systems. Then, being the required activities 3, so we decide that output 1 represents 40% of the total of credits, output 2 the other 40%, and the per assessment grid 20, not because it's less important, but simply because it requires less time to produce it, okay? And then the grading scale, we decided to use the, let's say, the most common in general, where we have A, B, C, D, E, F rating system, where A is excellent, B very good, C good, satisfactory, not fully satisfactory, and fails to meet in the last case. Of course, it's very difficult. For example, in Italy, we don't have this grading system, okay? But we can, of course, try to figure out a way where we can then translate this grading system into our grading system. And this is the, let's say, the most customizable that can be adapted, okay, in any contest. Many contests already use this grading system, okay? And no, sorry. And yes, of course, the aspect of evaluation and grading was, as I said, one of the most crucial, and also together with the ethics one. So even ethics, because of course, for example, we comparing with the English university, we realized that we have also different regulations in terms of ethics, and some of them are, as Maria Grazia said, are related to the fact that some students can be recording, so they have to give consent, but also grading system is strictly related to ethics problems. But now I'm going to, it's your turn, Elisabetta.